I would say that nobody needs NATO more than France. You just look back over the last long period of time. Nobody needs NATO more than France. And frankly, the one that benefits really the least is the United States. We benefit the least. We're helping Europe. Europe unites and they go against a common foe. That may or may not be a foe. Can't tell you that. But there are other foes out there also. But I think nobody needs it more than France. And that's why I think that when France makes a statement like they made about NATO, it's a very dangerous statement for them to make.
You mentioned the digital tax surge. What would it take for you not to impose those tariffs on French products?
Well, look, I'm not in love with those companies, Facebook and Google and all of them, Twitter, although I guess I do pretty well with Twitter on the other side. But I'm not necessarily in love with those companies. But there are companies. They're American companies. I want to tax those companies. They're not going to be taxed by France. So France is going to put a tax on. It was totally out of the blue. He just had the idea. Emmanuel had an idea. Let's tax those companies. Well, they're American companies. I'm not going to let people take advantage of American companies because if anyone's going to take advantage of the American companies, it's going to be us. It's not going to be France. And so we're taxing, as you know, we're taxing their wines and everything else. And we have a very, very big tax to put on them. Plus, we have a tax going on Airbus. And that'll be a good thing for Boeing. But we're only going to do that if it's necessary. As you know, we won in the World Trade Organization. We won $7.5 billion. We never used to win before me because before me, the United States was a sucker for all of these different organizations. And now they realize, the World Trade Organization realizes that my attitude on them, if they don't treat us fairly, well, I'll tell you someday what will happen. And we've been winning a lot of cases at the World Trade Organization. We virtually, very rarely did we ever win a case. They took advantage of the United States. So that's where it is. We won $7.5 billion. And if France puts a tax on our companies, again, these are companies that are against, they were against me. If I read the papers correctly, I don't know why they were against me, but they were against me. They're supposed to be very powerful, and yet I won. So maybe they're not so powerful. But they're American companies. I don't want France taxing American companies. If they're going to be taxed, it's going to be the United States will tax them. Okay?